To a minimum of $10,000 in injury and loss pay benefits. Remember, after 911, call 411. 1-800-411-AIM. Not attorney spokespersons. The White House is in the Christmas spirit already. This is a 3.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Rick?
What's up, man?
Crystal is on. Mr. Prince, look at that beard. It's freaking epic already. Holy thrive.
Yes. Thrive does wonders for the hair, except for the top of my head.
I literally shaved before I came on here. I was like, what the hell happened? Lisa made it
How
on.
you been?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Good.
We got some good stuff planned tonight. We're gonna help everyone out and help a little. People are stuck, I think. Everyone's running out of people to talk to. So we're going to try and figure that out for everyone. We're going to use something called a memory jogger.
Yeah, and I think 'tis the season as well. You know,
Yeah,
people are.
Jamie Zisk and I had that conversation yesterday. You know, the cold weather's starting.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing coats. Everyone's cold. They're staying home, eating more, you know, watching TV more, less outside stuff.
Yeah.
So the vitamin D levels go down. Everyone gets a little, so sorry. I don't have that right now. We had a couple live videos today. Did you guys have a chance to catch those?
Yep.
No, I was slammed at the shop.
When you get a chance, take a look. We did Heather Green and Nikki Seavey did a little interview with me today. I was at the dealership fighting with my car. It wasn't cooperating very well. I'm sure you know how that goes, Rick. So.
Oh yeah.
So we've got some good stuff happening tonight. We have some secret people joining on and seeing how that all goes. Kim is dealing with a little family catastrophe, so she's listening in from the other room. My phone's telling me our Zoom's starting. All right, so it is 7 o'clock. We're going to get this meeting started. And we're going to leave it open for anybody that's still coming in, so it's all good. I'm going to open the floor to Crystal Sorois first and let her make a little announcement to everyone. and something we're super happy about, and she's very, very excited. So Crystal, it's all yours.
Hi, guys. So you all know that we are moving to Florida very soon, 33 days, and we have been planning some major moves in our lives. Me personally, with my business, I've been very excited to jump in full time, my Thrive business. Yesterday, I went to my JOB like I do every Monday morning, and something just went off for me. I just realized that my time is more valuable than I was being made to feel. So I quit my job yesterday. It was pretty exciting, thrilling. I was shaking. I was crying when I got in my car, but I held it together on the way out. But it was exhilarating and scary and exciting. I'm super excited to be able to put more time into this business because of the joy that it brings me, and because of the recognition I receive and the support from all of you guys, and because of the generosity of this company. So I am 100% kids, so put me to work.
Awesome. Congratulations again, Crystal. We're super excited for you, as
Thank
you know.
you.
It couldn't happen at a better time. You can come down here and like hit the ground running. So it's awesome. So thank you very much. With that being said, our call tonight is about you're stuck. You don't have anyone to talk to. You feel like you've already talked to everyone there is. I believe, have our special guest on right now. And if she would like to speak first, I'm totally cool with that.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I know you can't see me because I'm just getting to my chair.
Oh.
I just came in from the barn. Okay. Hi.
Elise.
Hi, yeah. So excited to be here with you all tonight on this team call. And it's perfect timing because we are closing out November with a bang. So first of all, congratulations, Crystal, for making the leap into the entrepreneurial life. And you will see it is a roller coaster, but that roller coaster has its perks, including somebody else isn't your boss, which give me that any day. Hello. So yes, what do you want me to cover with you all?
I would like to cover, like, we have a lot of people that are struggling with the need for three-ways. Maybe they don't feel like it's something to bring to someone else, or maybe they don't want to bother someone else with it. I'm not sure what everyone's thinking, but I feel like a lot of people feel they can handle it on their own, and we're trying to explain to them the system works for a reason if you work the system. So
Okay.
if you can help us, that would be great.
Perfect. So what I want y'all to do is in the chat box, drop a comment. Have you ever done a three-way call or brought a three-way call to somebody? I know when I was new, I didn't ever have experience with doing three-way calls. I'd been in sales for about 10 years. I'd sold jewelry. I'd sold high-end linens. I'd sold cars. So yeah, I had never done three-way calls. It sounded really weird. And it felt really weird to even think about doing it. So the way I started off was I think what I did was I asked my husband if I could do a practice call on him. Yes, that's exactly what I did. It was Rob. So I was like, I know I practiced with somebody. Who was it? So what we did was I literally picked up the phone and I said to him, I texted him because he was working then at the hospital. I texted him and I said, I'm going to be calling you. When's your break? So he had messaged me when he would be done with that surgery he was going into. And I went ahead, I called him and I said, I'm going to practice a three-way call with you, because I knew that was the first step. If I didn't know how to seamlessly do a three-way call with my husband, how would I ever bring a prospect, right? So I literally got on the phone with him and I said, okay, let me just practice this. And then I look at, you have to look at your phone, click add call, dial up the person. I brought that call to Sheila Fasoni, and she shared her story. And he had just started his Thrive experience. So she closed the call with asking him what did he enjoy the most about adding these 3 simple steps to his day. And for him, it was not drinking coffee and then needing to go to the restroom all the time and having to be in surgery. Like, that doesn't go well together, right? So that for him was a huge benefit. And I just continued to do that. I told myself, I'm going to master this skill set. And you guys, as you'll get to know me, you'll see that I am very methodical when it comes to what I need to do to create freedom for my life, because I have an all-out passion for creating freedom when it comes for my time and my finances. And then, of course, that spills into my family, right? Because when I create time freedom and financial freedom, it benefits all of us. And so I knew, I went to our upline leaders and I asked them, what's the number one thing to do here? And they said, do 3-way calls. And so I was like, game on. How many can you take a day? And bare minimum, I brought 3 per day. Bare minimum, right? I wasn't done with my workday if I hadn't enrolled a minimum of 10 people. And if I hadn't gotten on the phone and merged the call with at least 3. Like, those were my bare minimums, because I had a goal of financial freedom. And very early on, I said to myself, I will be a Lavelle millionaire. And I wrote it down, and I looked at that all the time. I had sticky notes up everywhere. Obviously, the first step was the first goal, which was VIP bonuses, 4K, 12K, 200K. I hit 200K in 90 days because I was mad passionate about changing people's lives, and I still am, which has created millionaire status, not only for myself, but Rob has created millionaire status as well. It's because we are mad passionate about changing people's lives. And the simplest way to do that is get your 100 free accounts. You hear Paul talking about it all the time. It's no joke. It is serious. Why? Because those are the seeds you're planting that will come to harvest eventually. Some will be ready to order with you now. Some will take time to learn more about the Thrive experience. Some may not get on board with you for 3 years. You know, I'm approaching my 4-year anniversary, and I have a guy that I met in Las Vegas 3 years ago at a conference, and sure enough, he's starting his Thrive experience. He's ordering today. Hello. You know, that's longevity, right? Clearly, I've stuck with it over the time because I had a vision. I knew what my plan was, and I was not going to stop until I made it happen. So it does take that kind of commitment and vision. And let's be honest, tenacity. Because like I said, when I started, I had no idea how to do a 3-way call. It starts with step 1, which is practice it. Step 2 is commit to how many will you do per day. And step 3 is you're not done with your workday unless you do what you say you're going to do. Right? I mean, Scott's learning that. He's in our mentorship group. Kim is as well. They're both in the race group. And every day I'm going to be like, you know, pestering them. What have you done today? Because I'm holding them accountable to what they have told me their goals are. Right? So whatever your goal is, you will be able to accomplish it with the 3-way call. So the way that you do that is you're talking. When I start a new promoter, this is what I do. I'm on the phone with them and I'll say, who can you think of that would do you a favor right now and do a practice 3-way call with you? Is it your mom, your sister, your cousin, your spouse, right? I let them tell me who would do it. And then we dial them up right there on the spot. I show them how simple it is to merge the call and then how casual the call is, right? Because remember, if you're doing a 3-way call, if you're the leader receiving the 3-way call, you have to follow this outline. You share your story for 3 minutes, and then you do the 3 threes of Lavelle. Write this down, your 3 threes of Lavelle. First set of 3s is our 3 core products, Capsule, Lifestyle Mix, DFT. The second 3s is the 3 steps for the ideal Thrive experience. First thing in the morning, you drink a full glass of water with the capsule. I always start people with 1. I only say 1 because if they choose to do 2, that's their choice. But everyone else, let's start them with 1. And then 20 minutes later, make your lifestyle mix. Put the DFT on the lean area of the body, clean, dry skin. You're done for the day. The final set of 3s for the 3 threes of Lavelle. And this is just an outline to follow. You keep it on your notes app of your phone so you're always ready. And then that is everyone joins for free. They earn their Thrive experience for free, whether they're a customer or promoter by referring to. And then finally, You can earn that $600 in bonus money in your first 800 in qualified orders, repeating that 2 times during your first 14 days as a free brand promoter. That, you all, if you share that on your 3-way calls, any of you can do these calls with each other, right? Couldn't you follow that outline? Comment in the chat if you could follow the 3 threes of Lavelle outline. I know you could do it. It's very simple. You're not asking them for anything. You're just simply sharing some information about the Thrive experience and what Lavelle is, okay? And then at the end of the call, I will say, what fits your needs better right now? Customer or promoter? It's your choice. And are you in front of a computer? Let me walk you through which package will work best for you. If it's a customer, I always recommend Tone Pack plus DFT. And if it's a new brand promoter, I always recommend at least the 200 pack, okay? Then from there, you're going to move into helping them get their order placed. If you're the leader who's receiving this 3-way call, you're going to ask your promoter, and hopefully you've talked ahead of time, and you're going to ask them, do you have a special offer for your new customers or promoters right now? Leverage those credits, right? So perhaps you're going to say, yes, I'm going to give them an additional box of Lifestyle Mix. And actually, we have the promo Lavelle's doing right now for the free strawberry Lifestyle Mix for the new first-time customer. Okay? Now, yes, I like how people are being proactive with their language. You'll hear from me a lot that your language is important. Your words are seeds. You've got to have confidence in your product and the way that you talk to people. So when you're getting on the phone with people, basically, I think it's best to acknowledge something going on in their lives, build rapport, and then from there, you're going to tell them, I can't believe how amazing I feel. I've got to tell you more about this. And then you ask them, would you like to listen to a short recorded call or listen to or watch a quick video? Okay. This is how I start with a new prospect that I haven't talked to yet. I personally believe getting on the phone, smiling and dialing, you'll have the best results. You want to stand up, you want to be smiling, have that little sticky note in the mirror that says smile, and literally smile and dial through your list. You know, just pick up your phone. They're not going to shoot you down. Don't worry about how you look, right? Don't go into judgment of yourself. Instead, just think about what would their lives look like if they started these 3 simple steps. And go back to how you felt after starting your Thrive experience. I'm telling you what, I was dragging my butt around and feeling mopey all the time before Thrive. I was eating a handful of chocolate chips. I was drinking a triple shot mocha. Like, things weren't pretty. I was just trying to get through winter. It wasn't fun. But when I started my Thrive experience, the sun rose again in my life. I was a better mom, a better wife. I had more ability to connect with my kids instead of snap at them. And I was a homeschool teacher for them. So you better bet I better show up in a good way. And I was not. It was embarrassing. So think about that. When you're thinking about your prospect, you know that they have something that they're trying to hide, that they don't feel good. And they're not showing up in their lives because 9 out of 10 people don't feel great every single freaking day. Think about that. And we have a solution for them. So you don't even need to go into that mindset of, I'm going to be embarrassed to talk about this thing with somebody, because here's the thing. If you know that this could change their lives, wouldn't you want that for them? Don't think about what's in it for you. That is the piece that holds people back. They go into their own heads and say, I don't want my friends to feel like I'm selling to them, and I don't want to look like a jerk, and blah, blah, blah. We come up with all this stupid crap in our heads. It's not true. You're just creating a story that's holding you back from your fullest potential. It's holding you back from offering a solution to somebody who, I guarantee you, they're up at night and they're like, oh my God, I got to get up again in the morning and go to work. I'm so sick of this job. Like, every single day they feel that way. Well, guess what? They could feel better and enjoy the people they're around every day if they just fill their nutritional gaps with these 3 simple steps first thing in the morning. Incredible. So that's what you have to offer, right? So if you get anything out of this Zoom right now, it is take yourself out of the formula. It's not about you. I'm going to drive that home. It's not about you. Do not take things personally if they're not ready. They simply do not know the value of the Thrive experience yet. It literally is not about you. It doesn't matter if you're a buff fireman dude, right, who's super macho, guess what? The Thrive experience brings them to tears when they start feeling incredible again. They start connecting back to their heart. They start improving their relationships and their families. That's what we see happen with the Thrive experience. So get out of your own way, really. Anytime that you're not moving forward in this business, it boils down to what you are telling yourself about what people are saying or whatever. Who cares? It doesn't even matter what other people think about this because they have no idea what it is. Does that make sense? And people like to go into judgment about things and say no to what they do not understand. So look at your approach. Are you good at building rapport with people? Are you staying in touch with people? Have you read the book? You know it. How to Win Friends and Influence People. You know it. It's an old one, and it works in this business because we are a relationship business. And when we make it about the prospect and not about what's in it for me, that's when the business grows. Okay. So again, the three-way call works so well because then you get yourself again out of the way of this person changing their lives. You allow the person that you bring to the three-way call, the plan leader, to share their story, the 3 theories of Lavelle, and to ask for the order. Because it's not you that's doing that, you're not going to face as many walls or rejection because for some reason, people seem to trust even someone who's a stranger. I don't know why. It's something about the psychology. It's the group think, right? We want to be like others. So even if we're listening to a stranger share their story, we're thinking, could that work for me? Right? And so anytime that you feel stuck in this business, the question I want you to ask yourself, type this in the chat box. You're going to write it in your notes. Ask this question because this is what successful people ask themselves. Anytime they feel stuck or blocked or things aren't going the way they want them to, they take back their personal power. And the question they ask is, what is it in me that is holding me back? Type that in the questions. What is it in me that is holding me back? I mean, in the chat box. Because when you identify that oftentimes we get stuck in life because of things we tell ourselves up here, and you make the decision to act in a proactive way rather than reactive, you decide any challenge that's out there, any challenge that's out there, you can overcome it. You know how you do it? You ask a better question. Very successful people have faced every single challenge that you have faced. But they ask a better question, they have a vision, they have the tenacity, and they forge ahead. So when you're thinking, I got to learn how to do these three-way calls, then you try and you do it, right? You plan to do the three-way call, you do the three-way call, and then you take a couple minutes to review how did it go? What could I improve? You write that down. Plan, do, review. Anytime you're learning anything new in this business, plan, make a plan, write it down, commit to your plan. Then you do it, you follow it through to the end. And then the final step is review. What have you done? What worked? What didn't work? Ask a better question. Find that your brain literally is wired to find solutions. And you're probably not used to using your fullest potential of your brain. So these questions that I teach you all to ask will empower you to find the answers that will create success that you want, instead of blaming somebody or the economy or the whatever, right? Because the truth is, the cross-section of population that you know is no different from the cross-section of population that I know. No different. I'm a homeschooling mom in Montana. Small population. It's the fourth largest state geographically in the United States and has less than 1 million people here. So imagine my population center around where I live is not big, right? But I'm connected to people on the internet. I leverage that. It's free to do that. It's easy to, build relationships with people, to pick up the phone and talk to people. I ask them questions. I offer a solution. I give them some information. I merge with a three-way call, and we're off and running. Just today, I have one of my newest prospects I found through Facebook, lives in Wisconsin, and he's messaging me saying, I'm loving this so much, I'm ordering the couples pack on my next auto ship. Oops, did you lose me? I'm ordering the couples pack on my next auto ship, and I've got 2 friends that want to do this. I'm like, we need to talk. I've got ideas for you. That's what I replied with. So we've got a phone call scheduled, and I've got 3-way call ready to go. Do you see? All right, who has questions? You have to unmute yourself.
Guys, this is not the time to be shy. Elise is taking time. Ask away. Go ahead. This is our team stuff. Go for it. Rebecca, you posted a bunch of questions in the chat. I saw it. Come on, get out here. Get out of that comfort zone. You can do it.
Well, I was just going to say that I saw one of the questions was, how do I approach people? And
Right.
that's come up on the group chat all day today. I saw it on here on the chat, so I'll just throw it out there. Like, what's the best way to approach people? I know a lot of us need to get out of our comfort zones and figure out how to do that. So whatever you can throw out there, we'll take.
Okay, cool. So the way you approach people is you just do it. Like, that's probably not the answer you wanted, but it's the truth, right? And she's like, so here's the thing. I'm out and about, you all. Think of how many people do you see when you're out and about every day? I mean, think about it. You're out and about, you see people all over the place. Okay, truth be told, I failed public speaking in college. So I was so shy, so introverted. Oh my goodness. I had to learn how to speak to strangers. And I decided, I had some wake up moment. I don't even know what triggered it, but it was that I realized that life here on earth is about connecting with other people and seeing God in them. And I made this decision that if I was out and about, all I had to do was smile at somebody, acknowledge them, look them in the eye, maybe pay them a compliment. That's how you approach people. It's what's in it for them. Again, it's to make them feel good because we are sharing the same space here together. Whether it's I'm at a checkout, I'm at the gas station, I'm at the bank, I don't care. Wherever I go, I'm meeting people and I'm able to build connection and rapport with them very quickly. And there's an acronym called FORM. You can ask people a question about family, occupation, recreation before you deliver your message. So for me, I'm out and about, I'll be chatting somebody up. So for example, shopping at Eddie Bauer the other night, and I'm sitting there chatting with a sales girl, and we're just making a connection about our kids, and her kids go to a school near my house. And I'm like, finally, I just blurt out, and I'm like, this is going to sound like a crazy question, but have you ever heard of Thrive? And she was like, no. What is it? And they said, it's this incredible supplement. I take it every day. I cannot imagine going back to the way I felt before. She's like, am I going to need a nap every day like I do now? I was like, no. That was one of the things I gave up when I started taking Thrive. And she was like, what? I need more information. I said, perfect. I actually forgot my phone at home, which was the truth. So that might be a good key here. I said, write your phone number and your email down on this paper. I'll get in touch with you tomorrow. So easy. That's how, right? Now, if you're calling up a friend, call them up and talk about something that you're connected about, right? Already build rapport and then say to them, you know what? I have got to tell you about something that's changed my life. And no, this is out of left field. I've decided to promote this company. Yes, I do not. This is a really good one, Heidi. This is really good. It's called The Takeaway. And you say to them, this business is not for you. Like, you just put that right out there. This business is not for you. And then immediately psychology kicks in and they're like, why do they think this isn't for me? They start thinking maybe it is for me. And you're like, no, it's not. And then you tell them about, but this product, I know this product could change your life. So I'd love to give you some information about it. You watch a quick video or listen to a quick recorded call. And that's when you shoot it over. Then you do, okay, cool, I'll call you in 10 minutes. That's when you do your 3-way call. Just like that. That's my process. Do it again and again and again and again.
I love this. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hi, Elise. It's
Hi,
Rebecca. How are
Hi.
you? It's
Good,
finally
good.
good to
Good to
meet
see
you.
Yay!
I love everything you're sharing with us. I find I need to build my phone number list so I can send out a mass text to all my upline so I can actually find one that has time to do the 3-way calls. Because it seems that when I do have someone and then I ask, they're busy. And then I'm like, all right, well, give me a time. And then I don't hear back. So I need some
Yes.
advice on how to fix that.
All right, so the best piece of advice I can give to you all is create a three-way circle. Like, who in this group is building their business? Who in this group is committing to the financial freedom that I was talking about? Because you all can take three-way calls for each other when you follow that simple outline. Does that make sense? I mean, that's what I did when I started. My uplines didn't live near me. They were Sheila and Maria. They were already top leaders in the company. They didn't have time to talk to my prospects. So what I would do is I would leverage the tools, that video, that recorded call. I would three-way people onto the recorded call. I still do that today. I'll say, I have the company update on my phone. Let me play it for you. I'd look at my phone. I would dial the three-way call number. Sorry, recorded call number. You know it, right? Then I would merge those calls and I would let them listen to Paul give the 5-minute update.
I love that.
It works
Thank you.
amazingly. And the other thing you can do, if your spouse is in this business, three-way call to the spouse.
No, I
Right?
don't. It's me and the Chihuahua. So
Okay, good. Well, so who I'm just saying, like, lock arms with somebody and say, let's do this together and refine the way that you do it, because that's the other thing, you all. If you should have a very high close rate on three-way calls between, I always say 8 or 9 out of 10 order.
right.
By the time I'm on the phone with them, because the promoter has used the information funnel to get the person some information. So by the time we're on the phone, boom, order happens.
Can I ask one more question?
Mm-hmm.
Does as long as the person's 12K or up, does it matter if they're in our direct upline? Can it be somebody who's still in the family but across on a different branch?
Yeah, that's fine. And
All right.
and to be honest, they don't even, I hate saying this, it totally depends on your network though and how this group is growing. Because if you guys are growing at light speed and you're having trouble getting leaders to do three-way calls with you, you can do the three-way calls with each other, but you've got to follow that outline I gave you. And if you go onto your cloud office under leader updates into the vault, which is all of the documents and information that I've uploaded for you,
Which I love.
You have your outline for the three-way calls. You have the resources. You can do this now.
Okay.
You can do this now. And leverage doing three-way calls with each other. Have competitions with each other. Who's going to do the most three-way calls? And I always think it sounds so funny when I talk about everybody doing three-way calls. Let's make it a contest. But to be honest, like, people get motivated and into action when there's an incentive to do so. We already have the #1 compensation plan out there. Literally, it is. Right? Lavelle pays out double, maybe triple what other network marketing companies pay out. You're already sitting on a gold mine because you are a brand promoter in Lavelle. Now, all you need to do is leverage these tools like I'm talking about, using the information funnel, getting them some information. You be the messenger, do not be the message. Because what we see happens in organizations, because now that I've done this almost 4 years, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of promoters. And tons of 6- and 7-figure earners in this network. What we have seen work time and again is when you follow free accounts, the information, right? The recorded call or the video, three-way call. Then you watch those VIP reports and you help those promoters go VIP. You leverage your credits, etc. That is how we see networks explode. Okay? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
It's not doing something else. I will warn you. There's a lot of people out there trying to get your dollar, and they're running ads to you because you're part of Lavelle. Guaranteed. You're seeing them on your newsfeed. Do not fall prey, because they're not. It won't work. Believe me, been there, done that. Doesn't work. It's a waste of money, a waste of time. This is what works. Who else?
Hi, Elise. It's Jamie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, hey, I got a question. Thank you for joining us and all these golden nuggets. This is fantastic, and I know it'll help the team. So, us toughies, New Englanders up here, as I'm sure as Scott has told you, we're pretty long cat up here. Most of the team, I see it and hear it all the time. People don't reply. You're reaching out messenger-wise, and you're reaching out to people. They don't reply. You see the read receipts. You do it for a year. Obviously, you keep them on the list, and you really try to give as minimal as information as possible to get them on the phone, but you just leave them on the list.
Yes.
If you won't get them on the call, can you touch base with that? Because I hear that all the time from the team. Nobody will get on the phone.
So that I understand because, oops, hang on, here I am. So personally, if you're in this company for the long haul, nobody is ever off your list, in my opinion, right? You just keep adding more people to your list gets bigger. And the thing is, I've noticed promoters get frustrated when they're not talking to enough people, right? You're not adding new names to your list of prospects. You're not adding new names to the number of people that you know. Then it gets frustrating because you think everybody you talk to doesn't want to do business with you. But the truth is you're not prospecting enough, right? You got to keep filling the funnel in order to create the success, because basically you got to plant the seeds for the law of the harvest to apply.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to call you out on some of your language, which I'm sure Scott's like, here she goes, because you started to say, everyone up here in the Northeast, we're pig-headed and whatever you said about that, right? Stop it.
True, negative speaking.
Stop it right now, because you're going to be a product of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to be successful, you need to decide, I'm going to be the light. I'm going to be the one who doesn't think like that anymore. So if you're right, maybe New Englanders are more negative. Here's the funny thing, though. I'll tell you what. I've been out east so many different times, and guess what? Everywhere I go, I'm sponsoring. Everywhere I go, I'm meeting new people. I'm getting them thriving. Why? Because I assume that they will. I don't have this assumption that all the New Englanders are like closed and nobody wants to talk to anybody. Okay, that's not my assumption. My assumption is, heck yeah, you want this, right? And I'm going to smile at them and acknowledge them and pay them a compliment and just see them for being human and sharing that space with me in the same space that wherever we're at, right? And that builds into relationship. Like I was sharing with you all, the guy that I met in Vegas a few years ago that is just getting started with us, he and I were not in touch over the last 3 years. But I was consistent in being uplifting and inspiring and not passive aggressive. I will put that out to you all that have this passive aggressive personality, which can happen. You know it. You don't do passive aggressive on social media. Your social media is your billboard for your business. So if you're doing passive aggressive posts and talking about how people tell you or they ignore you on your message, or people tell you they don't have any money and then you go see them spend money at Starbucks, don't do that. Okay, it will not create business for you in the future, because they will get turned off by you and they will go follow somebody who is uplifting and inspiring, like me. And they will be ready to thrive with me when they're ready, right? So think about that for yourself. How are you leveraging your social media? Right? What are you telling yourself about where you live and the people that you know? Keep expanding your network. Always make it a goal to add 2 new names of new people to your list every day. Keep a notebook. I call it a prospects notebook or a leads notebook. Leads meaning possible future orders. And you're adding 2 new names to the list every single day. Every single day, you're meeting people out and about. Maybe you're meeting them on Facebook or on a group where you have mutual interests. Adding new people, right? And anytime you send a friend request to someone, do not forget to message them afterwards when they accept your request. Or even before you send a friend request, you send a message with it. Okay? There's no point in sending message or friend requests to people and not, introducing yourself. So here's something cool too, you all. You can print your friends list on Facebook, and you can go back and you can message every single person via your personal profile and say, hey, we've been friends for a few years and I realized I haven't reached out to you in that time. And I'm so excited about the Thrive experience and what it's doing for me, or whatever. Or no, don't say the Thrive experience, sorry. Instead, reference something that they talked about on their Facebook, right? Build a connection. Ask them a question. How was your weekend? Sorry, I don't know why I said Thrive in that first paragraph. Don't say that in your intro message. If you're going to do Facebook prospecting, build relationship with the first message before you even say anything. And then when you are ready to say something, you feel like there's some rapport, then you can say, I love this product. Are you opening to learning more about it? Don't say what it is though, right? You know what I mean.
Elise, I have a question.
Yes?
Has anybody reached out to you and asked you if you've heard of the Thrive Experience?
Ha ha ha. Yes, so many times.
Yeah, that was me.
What?
I was one of those.
Were you trying to joke me?
No, I was so. It was 11:30 at night, completely tired. I got off a call from that evening. It was one of the leadership calls.
Yes.
And I was just flying and then just messaging, and I would go to their page, Facebook, and I'd look and I'd see common friends, and then I got towards the end and I'm like, I just gotta send out like 5 more. And you were one of those lucky 5, my friend. It was when you reached back and I went, and I told Scott about it, and he says, "What are you doing?"
That's hilarious. I love it. What was my reply?
Yeah, you're about 2.5 years too late. And then you explained to me exactly that, and I'll tell you, I've never done it again. And what you did is build a relationship, build a rapport with them, talk to them, have a conversation. Hey, your dog's cute or fluffy or something. Just build a rapport, and ever since then, I've learned my lesson, my friend.
That's so funny. I love it. Well, and it does happen to me more times. I've lost count of how many times people have prospected me for Lavelle, which is funny.
It is funny. And hopefully they learn just like I did.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, yes, that's pretty funny though. But yeah, I think it's important, you guys, to just make the decision that you have a long-term vision here and that you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone, because all the good things happen outside of your comfort zone, right? They're not going to happen staying where you're at. You got to grow. You got to put yourself out there. You got to be visible. You have to be heard and willing to recognize that what you have to share is of value, and it could be the lifeline that someone was up praying about just last night. Because I guarantee you that was me 3.5 years ago, literally on my floor, praying in my closet, God, what am I meant to do now? Why do I feel like this every single day? I need an answer. And use me to do something in this world that's great. I don't know what it is. And that is the day Thrive came into my life. So I always tell people this, and you guys might think it's funny, but it's proven time and again in our network. If you don't know what to do, pray and ask God, what do I do next? Who am I meant to talk to? Who am I meant to bless? Please give me the perfect words. And if you've never been a person of faith or praying, then just try it on a personal level. Nobody even needs to know that you're doing that. It's incredible how amazing that is for people, because twice this week, 2 of my personally sponsored promoters, also top leaders in this company, by the way, whom I also prayed about prior to them joining, they both messaged me and said, Elise, I'm so glad that you mentioned to pray about whom I'm meant to meet and bless, because I've been doing that. And it's like promoters are coming at me right and left and wanting to join this business. I do not know what's going on. And I'm like, that's because that's how God works. You're not supposed to know. So it's pretty cool. When you have that level of faith and trust, you can create incredible results. Who else?
So, Elise, hi, it's Crystal.
Hi.
So I'm trying to just start this massive action with all of this free time I have. I spent the day really getting organized with my calendar and my time, and just being really specific about what I'm posting, when I'm posting. Really, what is the most important thing for me to do right now in your advice?
Well, from what I've shared so far on this Zoom, what do you think it is?
Just following that funnel and getting people on the phone.
Right?
It seems so easy, but I guess we all get lost in the simple and look for the more difficult because we assume that it should be. So I guess I'll just keep it simple.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Do you want complicated?
No, I'm done with that.
So are you willing to step out and be visible and be heard?
Yeah, I'm ready and willing for sure.
Are you ready? Are you willing to pick up the phone and start talking to people?
Yeah, I've always been very comfortable talking with people, sharing my story, connecting them with uplines. I've really always been very comfortable with it. I'm less comfortable getting the uncomfortable prospect on the phone. That's where I sometimes lose the person, because I don't want to come off pushy and salesy, and you almost want to let them go so you can go back to them again. You don't want to like scare them away, kind of is how I feel. So that's more my issue, I think, with that funnel.
So how do you think you could solve that?
Probably using different words and express myself differently when I speak to them, so I don't scare them away.
For example, if I was someone that you wanted to approach, what would you say?
If we've already gone through the 24-hour recording and the free account, and I usually just ask them what's a good time to chat. I'm super busy. I'm running out the door right now. I got that line from you. I've always tried to follow things like that. Make people feel like you're not being desperate for that phone call, and just try to schedule it at a time that works best for them, and follow through with that call. And if you say you're going to do that at that time, try not to text, can we do it 30 minutes later, or do you have time tomorrow, something came up. I always try to be consistent with that, and then just connect them with that leader.
Perfect. So
All right.
Ask yourself now, when you're talking to that prospect that intimidates you, I want you to ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen?
They say no thank you, and we move on to the next prospect.
Mm-hmm. And then you can always ask for a referral.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then go back to that, what was that question that I asked earlier, very beginning of this Zoom, that I asked you all to write down?
What is it? Are you asking me?
Yes.
What is it in me that is holding me back?
Mm-hmm. Because usually when people are feeling like they can't talk to a certain prospect, there's something within you that is holding you back from that. So you got to identify, what is it? What am I really scared of here? What's the worst that can happen here? How is this situation a mirror for how I feel about myself? Right?
Yeah.
Because when we can start to, again, we have to have these conversations with ourselves. And when we start to do that and we get in the habit, which is why I'm like, Scott, write in your journal. You have to write in a journal, because what it does is it gets you out of this spinning and this reactionary thinking that everyone is so used to living by, right? People who create success do not allow their brains to spin out like that and create scenarios that are not true, because it doesn't serve them, it doesn't serve their purpose, and it doesn't serve the people that they're meant to change their lives. So that's why once you make the decision that this is actually bigger than you, like you're changing people's lives, that they show up in a better way in their lives as a mother, a father, a spouse, right? That is huge. And so when you're like, that's at the forefront, guess what? It doesn't matter if the person you're talking to is a millionaire real estate agent. It doesn't matter if it's like an NFL player, right? It doesn't matter who they are, because they too are dealing with all of the same things that you and I were dealing with before we started Thrive. And when it's bigger than you, those things, it doesn't matter what their status is in the world or what their bank account balance is or whatever. It doesn't matter, because it's a solution that you have to offer them, right? So asking these questions about how am I projecting the way I feel about myself onto these situations, and then going into procrastination, shut down, or overwhelm, because that's what we tend to do, right? Shut down, procrastination, overwhelm, overanalyze, get distracted, go shopping, scroll the news feed, I don't know, whatever it is that you do that's your thing. Start to identify when you start to do that. And then what I want you to ask is, what am I afraid of? Because always at the heart of when we go into those distraction techniques is fear. And then you find out, what am I afraid of? What am I really afraid of? And then what is it within me that's holding me back? How am I blocking myself from taking the next step because I don't feel worthy of success? Like when we really get down deep, that's what it is at the bottom of it, right? The heart of it. So you can work through all this, you all, on your own, even by writing in a journal whenever you feel triggered emotionally by something and derailed. Whenever you want to go gossip or talk negatively about another person, instead you stop yourself, take personal responsibility and say, what is it about within me that's holding me back? And very quickly, you're going to be able to get yourself off of these derailments. And I'm telling you what, once you can train your brain to access that level of awareness, boom, the world's your oyster. You can do anything, but it has to be that level of awareness. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you.
So, going back to what you did all day today, did you write everything down in a planner and in a journal?
Yes.
Yay. Kudos. And how many three-way calls have you decided to do a day?
3 has always been my goal. I'm going to just start to actually hit those goals and keep myself accountable, and my accountability partner is keeping me accountable for the goals that I set for myself daily. So I feel like today's day 1 for me, and I'm excited about that.
Yay. And then I like to teach rewards versus punishments. Okay. So you got to do something, somehow punish yourself if you do not show up and do and hold yourself accountable to what you said you would do. I mean, it's about personal integrity, right? You say you're going to do something, do it, right? You say, I'm doing three-way calls a day, do it. And then what's your punishment if you don't do it? You need to decide, right? What is your reward if you do it? You get to decide. So that has been very powerful for me because I am motivated by that kind of thing. And so every time that I achieve a goal, I celebrate it, I acknowledge it, I do something, like we take time as a family to acknowledge the goals that we achieve, because otherwise, what are we doing it for, right? You want to have the celebration time also and the reward time as well. So maybe it would be helpful for all of you to write down what would feel rewarding to me and what would be a good punishment for me if I don't do this. Because here's the thing, you're an entrepreneur, there is no boss. There's nobody who's going to say, did you get your to-do list done today? No, you don't get that luxury here as an entrepreneur. However, you do have exponential income potential. There is no cap on your ability to earn in Laval. None. So when you think about that, you're like, yeah, you know what? I do need to have some type of rewards and punishment system in place for myself. Because if you're thinking about a boss, they have that for their employee. You're thinking about a teacher, they have that for their students. You're thinking about a parent, hopefully they're doing that for their kid, right? So do that for yourself in your business, you all, and you'll find that you will start to learn how to show up, be accountable to your word, and develop that personal integrity, because it will take you very far and create income for you that you probably can't even wrap your head around right now. Okay? Who else? Who else? Who else has a question? Scott says no Patriots on Sunday. That's right. No Patriots. That's right.
All right, Scott, are you targeting somebody here or what? I mean, the Patriots room, the Patriot colors behind me. Is it me? Just wondering. Come on, guys. Somebody's got something here.
All right, Elise, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Everyone had such a good time and learned a bunch of stuff tonight. And if you guys think she's tough in 45 minutes, try 2 days. 2 days turns you around, and I'm not kidding. I've told all of you that 2 days changed my life. Now you know why. She like, you know how I do this to everybody? Well, that's what she's been doing to me since Vegas.
Right?
I
That's
need
so
it,
true.
you know? It works.
I know. I'm like, okay, Scott, you can have your baby fit for 30 seconds, and then we're getting back on track.
That's it. Over it. Move on. Before I let you, I do want to thank you for a couple of things that you did show me in Vegas that I'm moving on to the team. You guys, we're going to do another meeting about the warm list that I talked to you about, who to reach out to when you feel like you're stuck. And this is actually a book that Elise had shown me. And there's a chapter in here that I've been going over just to share it with you guys that you don't have it. So it's going to jog your memory. It's going to give you that warm list again. It's going to remind you who you forgot to call, because I can promise you, I'm going on 3 years and there are still hundreds of people I forgot. I just missed. So
Easy.
when you think you've called everyone, we're going to hit it again. I promise it'll work. So maybe we'll do one of those in the next couple days for those of you that are really struggling. We're going to work on 100 free accounts. Who's getting the 50 first? I have a challenge out to the team, Elise. Whoever can beat me to 50 gets their business cards. And if everyone beats me to 50, they all get business cards on me or some other value on the gear store for that. So I'm offering that to the entire team. So I'm hoping you
actually,
guys jump on
Scott,
that.
I was going to say, you know what might be a better incentive prize instead of business cards?
What's that?
One of the personal development books.
Okay.
I like that
Or maybe
idea.
3. 2 or 3. I don't ever use business cards. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
I don't either. I stopped because it was easier to say, here, put yourself in my phone.
Yes, totally. So let's do a book. Like, why not?
All right. You got a list of books.
I know, a huge list. And you guys, that was another piece that I wanted to mention before we close out, is leaders are readers. Develop a library of personal development books, leadership books, sales technique books. Buy a book a week or more. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. I can read 2 books a day because I can consume them listening on audio. I'll grab them up and I'll just read something real quick, right? I've always got a book handy. I've got books in the bedside, the kitchen, the desk, the wherever. There's a book everywhere. And if you feel resistance about reading, trust me, this will change your life. I know it will, because there's stuff in these books that you're going to say, why didn't they teach this in school? And it will change your life. If you make the decision that you're ready for living your life by design, the life that you deserve, then it will require you to show up in a different way, because the way that you've thought and spoken and your actions have all led to where you're at today. And if you're not happy with that and your bank account balance doesn't make you smile, then these techniques that I've shared with you on this Zoom today, including reading, including journaling, including putting it on the calendar, right? Writing it down on your calendar. That is what will change your life. Because if you don't master your calendar, somebody else will be the master of your time for your entire life.
I'm going to put it out right now. Everyone on this meeting tonight, you get 25 free accounts by Monday, and I'm sending you one of these.
Woo!
I'll buy you all one. How's that? This is an amazing book. It's really opened things up for me, so I want to help you guys. Elise shared it with me. I will share it with you guys. And I do buy 3 books a week. So
yes, good. Such a good use of your money. I'm serious. You have no better investment than in yourself, you all. So
someone gave me a little books in Vegas, and then that started changing everything.
Yes. So I can't wait to see your leadership library as it grows. You'll never see all of my books stacked up at once, because you'll notice what I do, right? You saw it in Vegas. I give them out. I give them away. I use them. I consume them. I write in them. I give them away because I know it'll benefit others. Mark Yarnell, the author of Your First Year in Network Marketing, also wrote another book called Filthy Stinking Rich in Network Marketing. You won't forget that title. But Mark Yarnell he's no longer with us, but he was an incredible network marketing leader, a philanthropist, a teacher, an author. Yes, yes, yes. And he is an amazing author. His books are easy to read. Yes, you can learn right from them and apply it. That's one of our books. And so hopefully you guys will be reading these books that Scott's recommending and reading himself, because then when you join our mentorship group called Race to 80K and the Race to 200K groups, they're very small, intimate groups where I personally mentor, you will already have read all of the foundational materials. And we'll be able to go even next level. Awesome. I love it.
You can have them everywhere, all of your books with you at all the time. They're great
Yeah,
to read on
so
the airplane or at the dealership or sitting somewhere waiting for the kids. You can flip through the books and not have a stack with you. So I know I think it was a couple of dollars more every book I bought. It was just to add the audio and the ebook as well. It was
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when I wake up at night and I can't sleep at night, usually it's because God is like prompting me. I need to learn about something and pray about something. So I do both. And I will read on my phone one of those books, or I'll listen to the audio on my earbuds, and then I fall back asleep. That's one of my tricks too.
Hey, Elise,
Yes.
did you give us a list of those books yet in the I can't talk today. My English is not working.
I gave a couple of times, Rebecca, I put it in our team chat, and there's also one in Nikki's team page as well.
On Nikki's team page, there's one? All right, I'll look for it. Is it in the documents?
Nope, it should be right in the thing. I'll post another one with pictures as well.
That would be really way cool, because then I can download them onto my tablet, right? Or read them like in Google, in Amazon Books, right?
Amazon Books, yes.
All right, thank you.
Scott,
I need one of those halo lights too. I'm in the dark.
Yes, I see that. You need one. I think that we have the list of personal development books also on the vault, in the vault. And if we don't, and you guys see that it's missing, just message me and I'll get the list up there for you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, both of you.
Yes. All right, you guys, I gotta hop off. Sending y'all so much love and just super excited. Stay focused as you close this month. If you went on the We Thrive page, make sure you watch the month-end closing video that I shared today. It will get you motivated and on track and focused to close out this month strong. And then we go into December where we get to rock out the best month of the year. So get ready. Do not sell yourself short. Get those 100 free accounts. Make it an absolute non-negotiable. And what I've learned in Lavelle is when Paul and Jason say, go for your 100 free accounts and your paycheck will reflect it. Here's what I've learned, that doing something in faith has huge rewards because you don't really know what's coming. You don't really know, right? But you're planting seeds. So you get your 100 free accounts enrolled. 2.0 will launch come January, sometime then. And then those financial blessings will rain down because you've prepared people, right? You've planted those seeds now so that you can have the harvest then. Think about that as you close tonight. Do I have my 100 free accounts? Has this become a non-negotiable for me? Am I no longer available for anything less than awesome? Then you get into action. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Meeting is officially over. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you, Elise.